This is the 5, right?
It's like a kind of a weird crew. It's like Judge Janine, Jess Tarlov, who's like the liberal stick in the mud there, Lawrence Jones, who's like the Fox and Friends fill-in on the weekend, Kennedy, one of my faves, and then former professional wrestler Tyrus, who is also like apparently a pervert and has just like been promoted to be on like a guest spot here.
Makes sense. Here they are talking about Greg Abbott's stunt at the border, where he had been implementing these truck inspections along the border that was causing such severe backups that it was disrupting the supply chain, because this was all a performative way for him to catch up to Ron DeSantis in the governors who want to run for president race. So how many performative things can I do to appeal to the larger conservative base in the country? Build up my bona fides. Greg Abbott has failed spectacularly. So even the Fox News crew finds this stunt to be embarrassing.
Point about the rule about the extra inspections. That is not a victory for Governor Abbott. It is an embarrassment what happened to him. He had Republicans turn on him. The AG commissioner spoke out about it. The American Trucking Association, huge allies of his. The CEO of Brothers Produce called it a train wreck.
Well, that proves my point. You got the unaffected.
Okay, so you guys sit here every day and complain about inflation and the supply chain crisis. That's true. And welcome. I'm thrilled to have you here on this special day. Complain about inflation, the supply chain crisis. What is President Biden doing? What is Greg Abbott doing? He's adding to it.
All right, well,
that's what happened.
Let me ask the follow-up.
So that is true. I mean, I forgot that she was the liberal one. So, but
she's like, she just comes on to kind of like have them all yell at her at some point.
Wait, was that Kennedy?
No, it's okay. Kennedy's over there with the glass. That's Jess Tarlov.
Yeah, but at the same time, like they had to concede that point. It was ridiculous. I mean, we had David Griscom on the show to talk about it. I wonder if he could have, we should reach out to him about an update, because he was saying that it was a matter of time before shelves started to be empty with food because the supply chain was so disrupted by these cumbersome inspections that were required by Abbott. And then he had to save face, go to different Mexican governors and ask them if they could strike a deal. Oh, we'll let these trucks come through in these checkpoints, but you got to get really tough on immigration. And they're like, okay, yeah, sure, buddy. Because I mean, there's nothing that they can do. There's nothing that they can do. He just wanted to appear as such. He face planted in this.
Yeah, and like the thing that when she mentions the CEO statement and the association, the Truckers Association, and they say, yeah, finally, like we're hitting the people that don't get hit. It's like this is the thing that they always say about, oh, you can't do anything against bosses in this country, otherwise it's going to be passed on to consumers.
Yeah.
The price. No, this is exactly what that is. If you really want to hit the capitalists and the CEOs and the like sort of business associations, you tax them, right? And you regulate them. This idea that like we can just stop their functioning entirely and not face a massive economic price, which is going to again actually be passed down to regular people facing inflation. So like, this is a pattern. I was a little bit dismissive of the idea that the Canadian convoy stuff was a similar sort of plot to sort of screw up transportation at the border and basically make the economy worse. This is 2 in a row now.
Yeah.
And you basically need 3, in my opinion, to sort of set a pattern.
Rule of threes?
2, yeah, exactly. But 2 is like, that's a coincidence. We're seeing a coincidence, and maybe there's a correlation there.